On today's episode, we're going to review a portfolio website of an agency that does e-commerce website for fashion brands. It's going to be cool. Let's rock and roll. Hey designer friends, what is up and welcome to another website portfolio review. My name is Ron Segal. If this is your first time here in Flux, welcome. This is the best place to learn about design and becoming a designer. And today we're reviewing a portfolio of an Indian agency that is focusing on e-commerce websites for fashion brands. Let's dive right into it. So the agency is called Spellbind, and this is how their website looks when you're just landing on it. So first of all, I want to say I love how clear the offering is, right? I've explained it to you, right, in a sentence, helping fashion brands in setting up their online store. It's so simple and it's so clear who the right customer is. So many agencies or freelancers are just, I'm a designer, I'm helping people. But when you're super clear about the type of client and type of problem that you know how to answer, this increases the likelihood that the right clients are going to close the project with you. Now, the second thing is I love they have these review here, 5 out of 5 reviews, already creates the social proof looks good, although I don't know what this is and it's not clickable, so it looks like it might be, just, hey, I'm just saying, but how do you know this? Well, later on they will show that these are Google reviews, but right now I would probably make this clickable or show that a proof that this is actual real. One thing about, before I scroll into the rest of the website, kind of like about the branding of it. So they help fashion brand and just the setting of it, it's very, thin font, kind of like a, slab serif thin font, just minimal color, just like black, white, and this kind of like brownish. So it does look premium, it does look fashionable. It looks great, I think it looks great. The only thing that's kind of out of line with this, I think, is the actual logo of, like the typeface of the logo, which doesn't kind of resonate with what the rest of the website looks like. But it's still good, it still looks premium, so I like this. I also like that they have 2 kind of calls to action. One of them that says, let's chat, and you have the icon of WhatsApp. Now, of course, the type of communication or call to action that you have depends on your market. And I guess in the Indian market, they operate a lot or they work a lot with WhatsApp. So that's great that you immediately direct them into the right channel or the optimal channel that your clients want to communicate with. In this case, WhatsApp, it's very clear what's going to happen when I'm going to click this let's chat versus just like a random contact. So let's see what else we have here. Click to know more, and then you see the work. Now, I have to say, I am not a big fan of, it looks like they're doing good, all the website looks fashion, looks e-commerce, so that's good, looks like relevant work. I'm not a big fan of just showing a screenshot of a website and that's it, like no context. I mean, you can hover over it and then you can see the name of the brand in e-commerce. And then if you're going to click on it, actually it's just going to open up the actual website. Now, I'm a big fan of showing your actual work. Like if you're building a website, let me see the actual website. Don't just fool me with mock-ups. So I like linking to the actual website, but I also like when you give me some context, right? And also I don't know what's going to happen when I click this. I would expect a little bit, at least, of case study, like what did you do for them? And I would also love if you state the benefits of this e-commerce website. For example, 3 million in sales in the first year, or a successful launch, or we set them up on Shopify. Like, what did you do for them? I think that would give more context and build more trust when you're showing your work. So again, not an optimal visual to show your work, especially, look, this is actually a great looking website, looks really good, and to be honest, it doesn't pass through this small thumbnail. So I think they're actually losing a lot of people. They're not showing how amazing the work is with the video and the layout and everything. So I would find a different way of showcasing the brand and not just like a screenshot of the work. Now, how can we help offering? And they actually have a lot of offerings here, like Shopify development. This is kind of like a checklist of everything that we do for you. And while I think it's good, especially if you're specifically looking for Shopify development, e-commerce website, WordPress development, it's good. It's also probably good for keywords, right? If somebody would search for something like, hey, I'm looking for Shopify development for fashion brands, they would end up getting to this website. So SEO-wise, it looks good. I don't know that maybe I would break it up in terms of layout a little bit differently, just because I'm seeing this very big list of things, and it looks repetitive, like bullet point, bullet point, bullet point, bullet point. They all look the same. So I'm kind of becoming like blind to everything they have to say. And this actually happens here as well, like with the why us, because. This looks very tiring for me to read. I think both of these things, very important sections, and I think it's good that the sections are here, but I would probably try to break it down into some kind of a storytelling kind of way, right? How do you tell that you are fast and efficient? How do you tell that you are, budget friendly? By the way, I don't know. Again, this might be a cultural thing where, if they are working within the Indian market, maybe the Indian market is very budget oriented. But I think that mentioning budget friendly, also when you're going through down here all the way, I'm just going to skip and come back. They're telling people, even before the conversation started, like, hey, get 5% off your website. To me, I think that's discounting themselves before the discussion even started. But again, I'm just saying, maybe that's a cultural thing that I don't know, that for Indians, I don't know, it makes them feel more compelled to, take action. But I think overall, this website looks like a premium website. If you want to work with premium brand, which it looks like you're already working with premium brands, why bring the discussion to discounts before the discussion even started? I don't know that I would do this. All right, so they have blogs here. And again, I think looking at the types of, the headlines of these blogs here, 8 reasons you shouldn't create your own website yourself, 8 reasons why every business needs a website. How much does it cost? How much does it cost for a website in India? By the way, I'm not sure this is proper English, but it looks like it's very SEO oriented, which is something that I see throughout this website, that they are very much SEO oriented, the way that they blog, the way that they write their headlines. It's very much in mind with what our potential customers are going to look for. And I think this is very, very smart. We don't see a lot of agency think about SEO before building their website or when structuring the content. Now we have some client love, which I think is fantastic. To be honest, I'd probably bring this up before, because why do you need to say why us if your customers are going to explain why you? So I always like to bring testimonials beforehand, but I would say that, there's a lot of text here. This is a huge paragraph. It's also centered, so it doesn't look so appealing to read, this huge chunk of centered text here. I would try to reformat this, break this up into paragraph with spacing between them, maybe left align this, perhaps maybe bring, a photo of this person, their customer or something like this to make this more appealing. But I think this is great. Testimonials are always super, super important. But I would redesign this to look a little bit more appealing and also put it probably a little bit up on the page. Now, official partners this is always good, right? Especially if you need a Shopify website or something like this, that they are official partners, that's great. I think, like from a visual standpoint, if your whole website is black, then you have these white, background logos on top of your black website. It doesn't look that good. And I honestly think you could, just take the logos and, paint them white, instead of this white background, and it would still probably look good. We talked about this, want to scale your business. Here they're finishing up with Instagram feed kind of, and this is actually where I saw that these things, are actually from Google reviews, where their clients gave them 5 stars on a Google review. But going back into, this thing, I would perhaps link this thing into the Google reviews so that people can see for themselves that they're not lying about this and this is actually true. Now, one more thing that they have here on this website, which is, I think, interesting, I haven't seen this with a lot of websites, is here at the top they have earn money, and then here at the bottom at the footer they have like earn 10,000, I guess it's rupees on us. And it turns out that they have kind of like a referral program, right? If you're going to send a client their way, you're going to make money. And this is actually a great way to, elicit if other designers are visiting this website and they were like, oh, they're actually doing great work, maybe I can send people their way. It's actually a good thing. My only concern is that I don't know if I would actually put this on the main navigation, because this website, we have to make a decision, like a proper decision, who is the main persona that's going to visit this website. And I think that is the e-commerce website owners, right? And so for them, if they're reading this thing, let's say I'm a fashion e-commerce website owner, I'm looking at this, earn money, but that's not for me. So it's a little bit confusing. I don't know that I would put it here. Maybe I would actually put it in the bottom, or I would put here for designers. Maybe I would call this, I don't know, I would be a little bit clearer about who is this for. But other than that, I think there's a lot of good things here on the Spellbind website that you can learn from, specifically how they're very focused on who they're helping for and how they're thinking about SEO and also thinking about their marketing channel with this referral program. There's also a little bit of things that can be improved, especially how they're showing their work, maybe giving a little bit more context and case studies on the actual website versus just a little thumbnail and then a link to the website. All right, well done, peeps at Spellbind. If you want us to review your portfolio, make sure you follow me on Instagram, where I post this kind of like a sticker where you can put your URL and then we post, and then we review your website. Anyway, hope you have a fantastic rest of the day, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace out.